What has my path of spirituality taught me about the negative, toxic people around in our lives? So, I just really wanted to make a video on this topic, and here I am talking about it. The more I carried on my spiritual journey, the more I when you carry on your spiritual journey, you really you build your third eye, you build your perception. It's a very, I mean, that has been my path, building perception, trying to see truth, trying to see the reality, trying to see what is the truth to all of what appears to the two eyes. There's something always more than what appears to the two eyes. That's why in spirituality we bring in and say the third eye. So I've really worked on my perception, and very subconsciously, I've been on this journey. Now I've come to a place, like I've you know um, now opened some milestones for me on my spiritual journey. Now I've really come to a place where I can now I can very, very clearly see and look back on my journey. And of course I'm still on my journey and I'm still carrying on. Yeah, but there are certain truths that I would want to share here. What happens when you really walk your spiritual journey. And of course a life is full of all kinds of people, right? Especially when you are on a spiritual journey, you're gonna find all kinds of people around you more, because when you're on a spiritual journey, you're more open to life. Spiritual journey doesn't mean going on a mountain, sitting there and doing tapasya, sadhanas. You can do that just to earn power, okay? Just to earn spiritual powers, yes, you can go and do that, right? But path of spirituality is not just about gaining spiritual powers, right? There's so much more to the path, to this path, right? So yeah, the more and more I built my third eye, the more and more I built my perception, as I walked my journey, the more and more I looked, and the more and more I saw that all these people who are really negative, and who can really sometimes try to come onto your path, try to really slow you down, or really try to um yeah, really try to do things. Oh, these birds are really beautiful. So yeah, they can really try to do all sorts of things. And if I've really, really, really looked deeply, you know um, if I really try to put my pain away, if I really try to put my pain away and really try to see, because that's what a third eye is. That it's third eye is something like going through an ego death. You try to become a little detached with your own pain, and you really try to see the truth. That's how it is. So we really try to put my pain away and really see. What I see is that the most toxic, negative, narcissist kind of people are the people who are actually more suffering. You know, um oppressors are more suffering than the victims. You know, and as much I see that, as much I see, and as much I see that, as much as I find that the oppressors are double suffering than the victims. Of course I'm not completely negating the victims, but oppressors are double suffering. There was this very, I'm just remembering out of nowhere. I usually remember things out of nowhere, and I usually forget things out of nowhere. So yeah. There is this Apollo, that's how it is. Yeah, I know some people try to judge me that yeah, she forgets. things in between, she's so silly, she's so foolish, she's so, all of that. Some people try to judge me around that, but what they don't realize is that when you come onto a spiritual journey, your memory really starts to fade. It really starts to happen. Okay, you become more and more present. When you become more and more present, your past really vanishes, and your future really is like changing. Your future is really in the unknown. Okay, because you are in the now. Okay, when you are in the now, your memory really is quite thin, very thin, like, okay, that really happens. Okay, it might seem so foolish to you, but that's a good sign. Okay, for a spiritual seeker. Yeah, of course, it could be a thing as well. It is not always it's a spiritual sign only. Sometimes it could really be a health issue. It could really be some, issue with the brain. Okay, which is fine. I mean, ultimately it's good if you you're more out of your memory. Sometimes it's good, like some things. Okay, let's not get into that because our topic is other. So yeah, I was trying to talk about polo. I think you got the point, right? I really try to explain things sometimes and I can just get lost. Yeah, okay, so we were on Paulo Freire. So Paulo Freire really, he had written something about this. I'm remembering his work. He's talked about it. Not exactly. He's talked about, how when the colonizers came, and tried to colonize Indians and everything, or, they went all over the world. They colonized Africans, they really made them slaves. It was very harsh, they were really harsh on Africans. Of course, they were harsh on, Mughals came or whatever, these people. These oppressors are actually more suffering than the victims. They are the ones who are more away from God. They are the ones who are more away from God, the God inside. They're the ones who are more away from their center inside. And it just makes so much sense, When I see these toxic, negative, or narcissist people, I don't like to use these labels because they give me really negative energy, because these labels are really used with a lot of rage, anger, and I completely get the feelings, I know. But yeah, these are the labels that is attached with a whole lot of rage and bitterness and everything. But I would like to really tell you one thing, that these are the people who are double suffering. These are the people, I am somebody who's gone through an ego death, and of course sometimes my ego tries to get in, and I'm trying to work on that. But I do have seen what's like being on an ego death, and of course I have to keep working on that ego never, have to come to a point where yes, ego is not getting into me, or I'm not getting into the place of ego. I'm still on a very vulnerable stage because I am still going through deep awakening stages and I've been going and going and going, but it's fun, it's really fun. Whatever, where was I? Yeah, so the more and more I see these toxic, narcissist, and whatever negative energies you want to call, first of all I refer them as energies and not people, because I truly believe when you shift your energy, people change, right? So yeah, I'm not really trying to, it's better to say energy, because when you say energy, because energy can shift and change, and that's what I believe about in people. That's what I believe about in people. So yeah, these are the people who are more suffering. These are the people who really feel that they are unworthy of love, literally. And I am, as much I've really seen, and I've really seen, I have only found that these are the people who think that they can never be loved. These are the people who think that they are unworthy of love. These are the people who think that there is no reason for other to like them, and yeah, as much as I see it, as much as I find only that. But but yeah, I've really tried to help people, I've really tried to I've really tried to make changes to that. That's I really try to make changes, with the energies of these people, or really try to, work with them very, very subconscious, like they don't know it, but I do it because I am a healer at heart. You put me in a bunch of people, I will just, exude my healing energies, because that's what I am at my core. That's how I am. I'm an empath. I'm sensitive. That's what I do. Even at very unconscious levels, I'm only doing that, right? This is my core. This is what I found on my spiritual journey. The more and more, I tried to be somebody else. I really tried. While I was young, really so hard, I tried to be somebody else. But ultimately, I had to give up. You have to really give up on God's plan. It's better you give up on God's plan. It's foolish to not give up on God's plan. So the more and more I look at these negative energies, I find that they really think that they are not deemed, they're not worthy to be loved. They're not deserving to be loved. And more I really try to work with these energies, the more and more I've found myself in pain. The more and more I try to work with their pain, the more and more I found that it's hurting me as well. Because you cannot help somebody who isn't ready. Yeah. So yeah, you really can't help somebody who isn't ready to leave it off. And there is so much unawareness in the world. No education system is trying to teach. People are like, why are you so angry with education? I am angry because I will always be angry, because it is supposed to teach us. It is not. It is just making us some stupid robot that can earn money, which is fine. We all need money. I mean, of course, it's okay, right? But and especially, for people who are like me, who are hypersensitive or very sensitive, I had a lot of trouble. I was more or less internally oriented always, and a lot of trouble. We can talk about that in something else, but yeah, this is what I've really found. And the more and more I see this, sometimes it's a curse to really have a third eye. I've also talked about this in some of my videos. Yeah, it's really a curse sometimes to have a third eye, because you can just see sometimes and just be helpless. You can just see sometimes and just be helpless and not do anything about it. You see their insecurities, you see everything, and even if you try to help, it's gonna come onto you, right? They project onto you, and they try to hurt you, because they are very unconscious, and everything. So yeah, and it has been a very hard lesson for me. Very hard lesson for me. Yeah, spiritual awakening is fun. Yes, it's fun when you get to know more and more about yourself. But it's so much, it's just really, it really pinches your heart, when you see so much truth about the world as well, and you're just so helpless. And I cannot help the world. Like, I wish they were awake. I wish they were awake. I wish they were awake, and they would know, Also, I want to add a point here. So everybody somewhere, goes through that journey. Everybody, ultimately it's, I don't know, I don't see anything more. Ultimately I feel it's all love. Even God is bound to love. Even God. Forget human beings. Even God is bound to love his own creation. Even a God is bound to come back to his dharma, do his duty of love. Forget human beings, and the human beings are literally running away from the the love they are inside. They're literally running away from their own love. So yeah, I mean, I have also gone through that point somewhere in my life, where I found that there is no love outside. There is there's this lack of love in people, for each other as well. This is what I found. This is somewhere a society, this is somewhere as human beings we've come to, lot of insensitivity. And why it is there? Because they're very closed off to themselves. Sorry for the noise. Where is it? Oh, it's a helicopter. I don't know. Somebody's coming. PM to me. Don't. So, yeah. Yeah, the more I see, the more I find that, yeah. Oh yeah, I was on my story. So somewhere, yes, you will, at some point of time, you do feel, you go through that. There's a whole lot of sensitivity in people. Of course, they're closed off to themselves, and that's what they are. And the more and more I've found that, the more this has literally been my journey. I speak from a place of truth. I speak from the place of now. I don't sit with any notes. I don't sit with any scriptures. I really speak from my heart. So, yeah, but it's of course up to you. You have to use your intuition and just know if somebody's really, you really use your intuition and see who's speaking from heart and who's not. I always, that's how I really build my intuition, like who's speaking from heart, and that's how I will, very beautiful parrots. So that's how I will, that's how intuitively judged, that has been my journey, on like when I have to really find real spiritual leaders, when I have to find real spiritual gurus, I really judged it from my heart, like because my heart is open, my heart chakra is really open. So it just, it just helps me intuitively judge, which one is really speaking from heart, which one is really speaking from the place of now. My guru has always, Deep Trivedi, he's always talked about, spontaneity. So the more spontaneous a person is, less manipulative, is less filtering he is, less he will filter and everything. So when it is like that, it is coming from a place of spontaneity. It is coming from a place of, truth. And I think that's when your throat chakra gets activated. When you speak from the place of truth, when you speak from the place of now, that's when your throat chakra gets activated. And that's what's really happening with me as well. So, yeah. Where was I? I was talking about me. So I have also gone through it. I have also gone through, a bunch of real insensitive people. Yeah, and really people can be really toxic, and really try to throw off their trash onto you, really try to put you down, really try to tell you, they really try to tell you who you are from their eyes, right? And they really want you to believe that as well. So yeah, I'm really calm about it now, but I was really suffering at that point of time. I really had a trouble with all these things, on my spiritual, but that has been my spiritual journey. Spiritual journey is supposed to, it's just exactly how it is, and it's just perfect. I really look back and see and how perfect it is, and so much I've learned and so much I've experienced. It doesn't matter now. It doesn't really matter now, literally. So what I've really learned at the end of the day from my own spiritual journey is we can just never expect the other to like you. We can never expect the other to love you. We can never expect, the other to see the worth in us. It's always us. It's always us. We have to, my neighbor's girl, she is very sweet. And I always see her and always wave her hi. She's really sweet. She plays with herself. I love to see her play. So yeah, we can just never, we can just never, we can just never find, we can just never find it outside, and you have to choose to be the love, and you choose to be the love, amongst. You have to switch it on. You have to switch on your love. You have to switch on your heart chakra, and yeah, I mean, I really had trouble, I really had to had trouble with my boundaries as well. I'm very passionate when it comes to my relationships, friendships. I am really, I will, like, for me details have always mattered. When it comes to studies also, it really matters. Like, I want to get into the detail of this shit and really want to. I am like that with everything. For me, God is in details. I've always been like that. I've always been like that. If I look at something, I would just look it at with detail. And I know I have to deepen that practice. I this whole lot I need to deepen into, but yeah, I am like that. So yeah, and all of this has really taught me, you know it's okay if you're not passionate about relationships or friendships, your people around you. It's okay. Whatever you're passionate about, that maybe you're passionate about your work, maybe you're passionate about your study, that is going to teach you a lot about the spirituality. So what it is, feminine energies are usually some, they find their meaning somewhere in, connections around them. So yeah, they are like little like that. So yeah, for me, people have taught me a lot, and yeah, I've always found that it's only, I can switch on my light, and then I had trouble with the boundaries as well, and then gradually, of course, I learned with the boundaries as well, to always find my center, whatever I do, even any video I'm doing, even any video I'm doing, even any task I'm doing, I have to always find my center. Like, this is my center. My center has always been Shiva. My center has always been Shiva, and that's how I do it. Yeah, and it's just little difficult to explain. Yeah, some things are just difficult to explain, but I am trying my best. So yeah, we'll. Wow, cat. I don't know. Is it irritating that I do all of this while I do my video? I don't know. But I like cats too, actually. So yeah, I have to always find my center, and the center is my center has always been love, and I could just never. I don't know. मुझे समझ नहीं आता इससे और आगे कुछ क्या हो सकता. Like, first when I was doing my spiritual journey, I found like I need to put my foot on this, and then I tried to put my foot on that, and then and when it came to love, I knew like I cannot move further from here, and I sometimes I really feel यार I'm enlightened. मतलब इससे ज़्यादा है ही क्या? Once you have achieved that center, once you have achieved that love, but of course I really need to confirm it from a guru or something, Sometimes I really think यार I think I am enlightened, because इससे ऊपर तो कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता है. Like, इससे ज़्यादा डेप्थ कुछ हो ही नहीं सकते. कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है. And I don't know, it's weird. It's really weird. Achha, I was actually listening to Maharishika the other day, and she was telling about, how she was talking about Osho's journey, okay, by the way, and she was, and of course I really have learned a lot from Maharishika ji. She has been, she's really amazing. Yeah. So she was talking, and she was talking about Osho's, Osho's enlightenment, and she was telling her how it was not, I mean, of course they're bigger people and they know more, of course, and I mean their level of consciousness is very high and they know more, a whole lot, but yeah, it's just, she was talking about it, and what I could really infer from her, video was that that even enlightenment, is not something like basically she was telling like, how Osho's, as a spiritual guru, had a little bit of, he wasn't able to, वैसे we are no people, I mean I am especially no person like to talk about Osho like in, but I don't know, there's some trouble with Osho's enlightenment and something like that, okay, I'm no person to do that, but I'm just doing it, not trying to really judge or put somebody down. Of course I cannot, because I myself have learned a lot from Osho. Lot from Osho. My first spiritual book was actually of Osho. So the secrets of yoga, I got that. I literally learned a lot from Osho, no doubt. But she was trying to tell that, which of course I wasn't really able to grasp what she was trying to say. But yeah, she was really trying to make a point, like how his enlightenment, was there. He was enlightened, but still there was, he was not able to create that kind of an effect, that a guru, that we, a guru is supposed to create. And of course it's very experimental, it's very experimental, they said that, she said that it's very experimental, enlightened masters, until they create, spiritual students or something like that. Let's just not get into this, because मैं explain तो कर नहीं पाऊंगी इसे, so let's just not get into that. So yeah, I don't know, sometimes I really feel that, yeah, love, I don't know, I don't know, I can just, like, I know this feeling inside me that there is no other depth that I can really touch. I really feel that I've seen the depth. I really feel that I've gone to the bottom of the sea. I really feel that way, and I found my center. I found it, and there's nothing else, that I can do about certain things, There's nothing. Are they going to catch the cat? I don't know. So yeah, there's nothing else that I can really, touch upon, Yeah. But I don't know then whatever. Let's just not discuss more. Yeah, so I just really I hope this video makes sense. Though I really got distracted from my path a lot. So yeah, thank you for watching the video. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you.